to your practice. Please take a comfortable seat to start. Give yourself a chance to check in with your body. The mind is an amazing tool, and it's so easy for us to get confused. What is our mind? And even our sense perception, right? Even when if we we can feel that, right? We can say actually that's our mind knowing that sensation. But I'm going to make a distinction. That's like a felt, embodied presence, like if you touch your own arm. But then very quickly is something that is just the mind. You're like, oh, my muscles feel pretty strong today. Or I don't know what, right? Like I don't know what you're going to tell yourself about your arm, but almost immediately, like the mind is going to come in and start talking about the experience of it, right? And even when we practice yoga, I'll give an instructions like to engage something, and you're using your mind to engage the body. And what we're going to practice today, I think, unless I get distracted, is shifting from what is like our thoughts, because we could say maybe it's all the mind, but what is thoughts and what is felt experience, right? Because felt experience is in the moment, felt experience is in the now, and the thoughts are always elsewhere. They're about something else. They're trying to talk about what's happening in the now. It's like, well, Richard said do down dog, and I'm thinking about my hamstrings, but are you feeling the hamstrings, right? Are we in the felt experience? And this is how we can get out of our thoughts, out of our mind, and into embodiment, which is into a deeper sense of being in this moment. So just very simply, you're going to give yourself a hug. Give yourself a hug and try to feel the hug. But to breathe in and out through the nose. Good. Let's open the arms up the other way. You're going to pull the arms back, stretching across the chest. You're going to feel the stretch. Overdo it, just enough to get sensation. Let's reverse. John was over there. He was in his head talking to somebody. So it took him a second. Here we go. Squeeze the arms. Give yourself a hug again. And even walk your hands a little further. So you're getting a little more sensation. When we start out, we want a lot of sensation in our practice because that's what helps us feel versus think. As we get more into our yoga, a little bit of movement can still provide a lot of sensation. Let's open, because we don't have to wrestle through our complicated, thick thoughts anymore. We can just be with the sensation. Let's take our hands. You're going to join your hands together. You're going to push them up into the sky. And just notice the sensation, like a felt. It's mindful. It's full of awareness. It's full of sensation, mindful awareness, stretching up. Good. Put your hands on your thighs, your knees. Drop your chin. Feel the sensation. Good. Now let's go ahead and roll our head to one side. And roll our head to the other side. And roll back again. We're going to settle this once and for all. I'm going to figure out if you like the mirroring or not. Here we go. If I say lift up your left hand, go ahead and please lift up your left hand. Good. Now, is it easier when I demonstrate if I lift up this hand, because it's like I'm mirroring you? Or does this look like I'm mirroring you? So actually, option one, give me a thumbs up. Option two, give me a thumbs down. All right, so we're gonna be mirroring. So lift your right arm up. All right, case closed. We figured it out. Took me all through past 2 years after COVID. Here we go. Let's round our back forward, pushing our ribs down, chest down. And then inhale, let's open up, lift our chest up, lift our throat up, inhale. And then exhale, hands down, drop your head. Inhale, open up. Gonna be with the felt experience. Exhale, drop the head, drop the ribs. Inhale, open. Good, reach your arms up, hold your left wrist and go to your right. We're back to mirroring, all right? So for all this time, these months I haven't been mirroring. Inhale, back up. Let's go the other way. Over to the left. Good, back up, stretch your arms out in a V shape. Exhale, twist to your right. Looking back over your right shoulder. Inhale, open up, V arms. Twist, exhale to your left. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Slide your hands forward up. Interlock your fingers. James Bond hands. Charlie's Angels hands. Inhale, arms overhead. You're going to squeeze your hands together. You're going to stretch up. You're going to try to make your spine as long as you can here. Good, let's take a deep breath and squeeze your head as you pull your arms back. Keep breathing here. Good, come down. Look at my hands. You're turning your palms out. So you've internally rotated your arms. You're going to turn your arms out as you pull them back behind you. Good. Good. You can round the back, look gently downward. Turn the gaze to the right. Turn the gaze to the left. Back to center. Stretch the hands a little wider apart, opening up the back body. Good. Kind of be in the felt experience, broadening the shoulder blades. You tone your mind to pay attention to the sensation, not the thought. Inhale, come all the way back up. Let's bring our hands down by our side. We've got a little bit of movement now. Let's see if we can be very sensitive to our breath. First way is to put a hand on your chest. We're going to inhale into our chest. Inhale. Exhale. The key to have a quiet mind is to, or at least at this stage, is to just focus on the sensation. Inhale, lift your chest. An engaged body experience, not a thought. Exhale, sink it down. One more like that. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, sink it down. You're going to transition. Put one or both hands on your navel. We're going to breathe in our belly. The chest won't move. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, draw it in. One more, try to feel the breathing. Good, a few more rounds of just feeling, subtle sensation. You're gonna take your left arm up, place it over the top of your head, and let the weight of your left arm bring the head to the left. Good, you're gonna take your right arm out on a diagonal downward. And just gently rotate the neck, really slow. The slower you move, the more detail the sensation can become, the more details you can feel in the sensation. Look down, nice and slow. Look up, 2 more times. Notice the sensation. Notice how the body functions. Good, let's come back to center. Take the right hand over the top of the head. Let the weight of the arm pull the head. You're not pulling. It's gravity. It's doing the work. Left arm out on diagonal, and we're just going to rotate the skull. Trying to be invested, fascinated with the sensation. My mind goes, wow, there's so much more mobility on this side. My body goes, I can feel a sensation through this part of my neck as it changes, as they turn it. One's about a past and a future, comparing the two sides. One's about the present moment. All thought is based on past and future. Come back to center. Good. Shoulder rolls. You're going to lift your shoulders up, back, and down. As you pull them down, you're going to pull your elbows out like this because you're broadening. Up, back, and then pull your elbows out as you go down. It should feel nice on the shoulder. Out, not back with the elbows. Out with the elbows. Up, back, and out with the elbows. Good. 2 more like that. Have the breath in, out, in, out. Reverse the shape, and then we'll be moving on from our warm-up. We're going to go up, forward, and down. Be in the present moment. Not trying to figure anything out, solve anything. Just be embodied. Be mindful of sensation. That's our practice. Good. Welcome. Let's come to tabletop pose, hands and knees. Hands and knees posture. Push down through your arms. Really press down through your arms with a steadiness. Do you feel a toning in the core? A steadiness in the elbows. We're going to open our chest and open our throat. Deep breath in. Keep that feeling. And now turn and look over your right shoulder. Good. Breathe here. Notice where else you feel the sensation. Maybe it's in your ribs, in your back, besides just the neck, the obvious point. Come back to center. This is how we get a broader sense, a more spatial awareness. Open your chest, open your throat, and turn the neck to the left. And you want to feel beyond just the neck, a spatial awareness. Back to center. Good. Stretch your left leg straight back. Push through the heel. Good. Breathing here. Pushing through that left heel, straight left leg. You're going to stretch your right arm straight out. Good. Now try to lengthen the distance between your right fingers and your left heel. Let's breathe as we do it. And notice where the sensation is. I feel it under my right rib. Good. Let's come back. Hands on the block or on the floor. Stretch your right heel straight back. Here I get a calf stretch. Right? Each pose is unique, and it's not the same pose. It's a brand new pose when you think about spatial awareness. When you think about your mind's like, oh, we've done this. We've done this. We've done this. But when you think of spatial awareness, every pose is fascinating. Every pose is brand new. We're going to stretch your left hand straight forward. Left fingers and right heel, stretch them away from each other and feel the sensation. Make this pose brand new. Because today, your body can still benefit from this pose. Good, let's place our hand back down, knee back to center. We're going to tuck our toes, that downward facing dog, maybe the most common yoga pose, the most practiced, frequent yoga pose. How can it be brand new? It's our felt experience. Push down through your hands and feel how it Tones in the shoulder, in the back. Great. Now stretch the pelvis back and push the pelvis down through the balls of the foot. Breathing. Breathe deep. Notice how eager the mind is to take you away from sensation. Choose to feel the sensation. Every moment is providing us this choice sort of idea, to feel or to think. Good, let's come on down back to our knees. You're going to go to a kneeling plank pose by backing your knees up. Keep your elbows against your body. Let's lower down nice and slow. Inhale, cobra posture as you point your toes straight back behind you. Send your toes straight back, tone your back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up the front again. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift up the front. Point the toes. Excellent. You're going to go ahead and lift up your left leg straight up in the sky. You're going to pull your left leg all the way across to your right. All the way across to your right. Send it along the floor or just hovering. Breathe here. Good. Let's wheel it back to center. Be sensitive. Be in a place of feeling. Inhale, lifting up the right leg. Pulling it all the way across. Opening the body. Feel. This moving of the leg, really you can feel in your belly, your core. All the way back to center. Good. Lift your shoulders and arms up like in a field goal post that fell over. Keep your arms up and stretch your hands out in front of you like a superhero. Pull them back to field goal post. Feel the muscles, feel the heat engaging muscle to bone. Stretch your hands forward like a superhero. Pull the arms back like a field goal post. Stay with the sensation. Can you feel how the mind wants to come in and say something to distract you? Stay with the sensation. One more time. Pull back, field goal post, and rest your hands. Good work. Scoop on up, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog posture. Walk the feet forward to a standing forward fold shape. You can re-engage with your yoga blocks. You're going to push down through your yoga blocks or the floor and stretch your chin forward, flat back. You dare to bend your knees just slightly. It's going to help engage the muscle. You bend the knees and now push your pelvis down through your feet. You should feel some engagement. Engagement feels like a steadiness, a stableness in your legs when you do this action. Good. Keep pressing down through your legs. Open your arms out like baby wings. Good. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Let's swoop our arms up to the sky. And hands down to your heart. We got a little bit of a leg warm up. Now let's go ahead and grab yourself one yoga block. You're going to hold it on the wide setting. And again, we're trying to work on just being with the present moment sensation. It might take a little bit of mind to hear the instructions, but once you've got the instructions, Then you have to shift out of thinking and into feeling. You're going to stretch that block straight out in front of you. Notice how I'm holding it. My fingers are on the front, my thumbs are on the back. Okay, straight out in front of you, chest height. Okay, and you're going to just very gently and slowly lift that block up overhead. And notice, what are you feeling? You might not feel much, actually. Keep the arm straight. Oh, I felt my end range there. That's a little pinching. All right, bring it back down. Good. So you're going to squeeze the block, and it's like you're trying to tear it in two pieces. You're going to pull the block apart. Let's try it again, nice and slow. Lift the block up, trying to tear it into two pieces. And then bring the block back down. Good. The last round, you're going to go to a wall surface, and you're going to place your body, your hips, your shoulder blades, and your head against that wall. And we're going to be sensitive to what feels different. Go ahead, stretch that block out in front. Pull the block, and let's lift it up. And see if you notice a difference in the felt sensation. First, you just notice. Don't bother about thinking about the past. Just feel the pose this time. Let's come back down. We're going to do one more round here at the wall, squeezing the block. Let's pull it apart and lift the arms up. And let's come back down. Very good. Stay at the wall. You're going to take your left hand. You're going to put it on the wall, shoulder height. Your left hand. Just the fingertips are fine. And press through your 5 fingertips. Very good. Almost push into that wall a little bit. This will engage your muscles, and you can grip with your finger pads like you're trying to squeeze the wall closer to itself. And as you do that, you're going to start to turn your feet and your body away from the wall and feel the sensation across the chest and front of the shoulder. Breathe here. Good. Let's come back to center. You're going to change the arm. You're going to put the other arm on the wall. Press against the wall, squeeze it, and start to turn the body away from the wall. Notice the sensation. This side might feel a little different. It's difficult. The mind has been so trained, so conditioned to get lost in story, to listen to words and the meaning of words. But there is meaning as well in our felt experience, sometimes more important meaning than what we're actually experiencing about our bodies in this moment, rather than what we tell ourselves our body is experiencing. Let's come back to center. Let's keep working on just noticing this felt experience. Before we start getting into the more complicated poses, let's keep isolating ideas. You're going to take that yoga block, you're going to place it on the smallest or the medium setting in between your knees. And then you're going to work very consciously to make your outer feet parallel. We make the outer feet parallel for a very important reason that you can feel. Our leg bones want to be slightly turned in relative to how we normally walk. So just for learning experiences, turn your toes out and take a moment to feel at the leg bone. You'll notice for me, it's tighter in the back of the hip and a little overstretched in the front. As I turn my toes in, my hips relax in the back, and I actually feel like I have more space in the front. Okay, so keep the outer feet parallel. Try to feel the leg bones staying turned in. The upper leg bones stay turned in as you bend your knees and sit deeply into our chair pose. The knees are going straight out over the toe. Inhale, come back up. Let's do this a couple rounds. Be a feeler. It's much harder to feel the legs and hips than it is the shoulders and arms. And it's because it's farther away from the brain. I don't know. Come back up. Let's bend nice and slow. Keep the legs squeezing in. Can you feel which leg can squeeze the block with greater strength? Just notice that feeling. You don't have to think about why or explain it. That's all thoughts. Just feel which leg can squeeze stronger. Good. If you have a second block, we're going to do one more time. You're going to bend. You're going to grab the other block in your hands. Good. Now you're going to practice. You're going to stretch your arms overhead, holding the block, and now bend your knees. See how the pose changes. Just feel what this pose has to offer. Let's hold it for a few deep breaths. Stay in the felt experience. It's so easy once we've held it for a breath or two to wander. You should deepen the sensation, deepen the presence of the pose, not lessen it. Good. Release. Bow forward. Forward bend. Inhale. Stretch your chin forward. Let's go ahead and take our right leg back into lunge posture. Push down through your back foot and let's stretch the crown forward and up. Good. From this shape, go ahead and stretch your left hand away from your right heel. Breathe here. Now slowly turn your spine and send your left fingers to the sky. Good. Let's come back to center, hands on the blocks, and change the legs and slowly pushing back through the left heel. Stretch out through the right hand. We're just trying to be in a place of feeling the sensation as you stretch that right hand forward, slowly rotate open. Let this pose be brand new. Let the spatial awareness, this experience, carry more weight in the mind than your memories of this pose. Good. Hands back on the mat. We're on the blocks. Downward facing dog pose. Good. Go ahead. Bring your left knee forward for pigeon posture. You can drop the shin on a diagonal. Push down through your knees, down through your shins. And let's open our chest, open our collarbones, open our throat. Breathe. Keep pressing down through your hands. Exhale. Feel the stretch. Feel being in your body. That's actually more important than the stretch. The stretch is just there to help us become more aware of our body. Exercising, becoming aware of our nerves. Learning how to become more subtle with our awareness. Now, keeping this pigeon pose very slowly, you're going to pull the elbows back and curl your forehead toward the floor. It doesn't have to get to the floor. You're just going to curl it to the floor. Inhale, curl it back up. Let's push back to plank posture. And then downward facing dog pose. Go ahead, take the right knee forward. Push down through the knee and shin in both legs. Open your chest, open your throat, open your collarbones. Feel the sensation. Where does this pose activate? And you just tether awareness. Awareness is separate from thought. Tether awareness to the sensation. Like you're just watching it, observing it quietly. Good. Pull the elbows back, curl the forehead down as low as it goes. That feels right for your body. How do we discern what is right for our body? It means in this moment, we have to observe what is right for our body. Growing sensitive and present in the very moment. Inhale back up. Let's go ahead and push back. Plank pose. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees. Let's come on down to kneeling pose. Separate the knees, separate the feet, and then slowly sit back, child's posture. Just rest a moment. Where do you feel the pose? You're growing your embodiment by having cognition of sensation. It's that simple. This teaches us to become more sensitive to so much in our lives. This is the key to mindfulness. There's opening. It's like, wow, when we feel emotions, we feel them in our bodies. So often, though, we don't know where we're feeling them. Becoming more aware of our nerves and sensations through movement can help us in the other aspects of how we feel in our lives. Sometimes we got difficult stuff going on. We don't want to feel. I meet students like this sometimes, come forward and lower down on our bellies again. We don't want to feel what's going on, thank you very much. It's quite difficult out there. I'd like to go back to not feeling, just thinking. That sounds good to me. Press your forearms down, lift up through your crown, and point the toes back behind you. And stretch the front of the spine. Good. Now, if it's available, you're going to push down through your hands, right where they are, right where your hands are. Push down through your hands and extend your arms. So it's like an extended sphinx, or it's like a different kind of cobra. Breathe here. Are the muscles supporting the pose? Good. Let's come back down to a sphinx pose. Elbows down behind the hands. And hang your skull. Hang your chest in your shoulder blades. It should feel kind of nice on the back of the neck. Good, let's do round two. Lift up through your crown, through your chest. Once you're at your height, push your hand down and extend your arms straight. Extended cobra, breathe. Tone the body. Good. Back to ragdoll sphinx, hanging in the shoulder blades. Nice and slow. In the flow of sensation. Here we go again. Lift up through the chest, through the crown. Push down through the hands, extend the arms. Breathe here, toning the core. And nice and slow, bend the elbows back into our sphinx, ragdoll sphinx. Hang the body in the shoulders. Now with no talking, we do one more round. Try to stay present and constant in the movement, in the sensation, in the experience of the pose. If you can learn this skill, you can have freedom from thought, freedom from the mind. It's readily available to all of us. Inhale, up and back,
downward facing dog posture. In our downward facing dog, we're going to lift up our left leg. We're going to hold this shape for a few deep breaths now. You're going to lift your leg up high in the sky and breathe together. Inhale. Exhale. Keep actively lifting the left leg. Good. Let's pull left leg open. Stretch the hip up towards the sky. And now pull that knee all the way in towards your chin if it's possible. Keep the knee and leg in the air. Just pull it towards the chin. Hold it and breathe. Good. Go ahead. Set that foot down. If you need to rest, go ahead and rest. If you're with me, you're going to shift your legs. You're going to send the other leg up into the sky. Straight up at first. Breathe here. It's the right leg now. Keep lifting through the leg and roll the hip open. Good, good. Pull that knee towards the chin. Hold it, breathe, stay with the sensation, not the mind wanting to complain, with the sensation. Good, step it back and let's go to a forward fold. Shift our weight back, inhale, come up. Stretch your arms up to the sky. We're gonna bring our hands down by our sides and hold onto our hips, holding onto our hips, yes. Let's come to a mountain pose with our hands on our hips. Get a little closer together. You squeeze your hips, gently push down through your feet with your hands. So you're squeezing your hips and pushing down. And perk up your chest and chin just slightly. We're going to shift into your right foot and draw the left toe back as far as it can go while still on the ground. That's it, you've got it. Now this might be your pose today, because to send your toe back further, you can start to lean forward further. But for some of us who can bounce, or if you want to use the wall, you can put your toe on the wall, or just lift that left toe up. We're going to start to lean forward, in control, in an embodied awareness. So there is no losing balance, because we're not skipping steps. The thoughts skip steps. They say, oh, that's what the pose looks like. But today we're just feeling our way. Put the toe back down on the ground and lift it back to center. Okay, so I'm going to show from the side. I'm not jumping into my warrior three. We're not going to call it warrior three. We're just going to call it a felt experience. Okay, so hands on the hips. I mean, you still might lose your balance, but it's through a discerned awareness rather than the mind trying to put the body into a shape too quickly. Okay, so my toe is on the ground, just touching the toe. And to go back further, I start to lean forward. Okay, now I'm shifting my awareness into my felt experience. Notice I still haven't even lifted the leg yet. I'm just seeing what my body can do in this moment. Now I lift the leg. Okay, it's easy. I can come back to any stage as I play in the present moment, in the felt experience, as opposed to what I believe the shape should look like. Good. Bring the toe back down and step back forward. Excellent. Let's try that one more time on each side. Now that we understand, we're not trying to create a pose. We're not trying to create an image that looks like what we picture in our mind. Rather, we are trying to stay present. Mountain pose, draw the left toe back. And slowly, as you send the toe along the floor, or maybe in the air, you lean forward. And you explore this felt experience of the now. Good. Come back up. Let's slowly shift to the other side, nice and slow. You can work really hard by staying very present. No need to push yourself. No need to strain. Just in this watchful awareness of the task at hand to create the pose. And back up. Very good. Open the arms out, stretching the arms out across the chest. Hands are a little lower than the shoulder just yet. Okay. Gently even rounded fingers, so not overtaxing this nervous system yet. I'm just going to get bigger, like we're holding a gigantic beach ball. Gigantic beach ball. And keep stretching out, like you're getting a bigger and bigger torso and bigger wingspan horizontally. We're going to take a deep breath and try to broaden your side ribs. Not your chest, broaden your side ribs. 2 more. Good. Just gently turn the palms down, but keep broadening your side ribs. This is the feeling you want to have in our Warrior 2 today. Okay, bring the arms down. We're going to put the left foot in front. Go ahead and step your right foot back, Warrior 2 legs. Push your legs, lock them into a rooted position. And take your arms out like we started, nice and slow. Keep your legs rooted, keep breathing, and start to just broaden on the horizontal. Broaden on the horizontal. That's it. Now broaden the breath as you turn your palms down. Broaden the side ribs. Feel the spaciousness of the present moment. And relax back down. Let's change legs. Let's put the left leg back. Root your legs. You know how to do Warrior 2 legs. We're just going to shift to really think about the arms today. We're going to plant our legs, feel them, that they're grounded and stable, and then just work this spaciousness in our hearts, in our arms that are like wings. Open outward, nice and soft, nice and slow. This has to feel brand new. It's the 3rd time we're doing this exercise with the arms, but it should feel like the first time. It's feel brand new. Because it's the first time you're doing it in this moment. Breathing into the side ribs. Good, relax. Let's step back to the front of our mats. Good. With the left foot in front, right leg back, you're going to close your stance. So it's a pyramid stance. That back foot's on a 45-degree angle. And push into the forefront of the foot, the ball of the foot. Heel is still down, but we're really just pressing into the ball of the first half of the foot. All right, a little bit easier today is going to keep your hands on your hips. But we're exploring sensation. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab that block, if you have one. If you have your balancing on your control. Again, hips, hands on hips is totally fine. Otherwise, you're going to hold that block over your head. Over your head. Now, this is easy. We want to get in our minds. We want to check out. We want to think about what that pose is going to look like. We want to try and push our body into that pose without feeling, especially on a pose like this where there's some balancing involved. Be in the felt experience. Let's go nice and steady, slow. keeping a mindful control of the movement. That's it. You're hinging at your hips, you're reaching the block out, and you're all the while pushing and rooting down through the balls of the foot to help go deeper in the shape. And you'll feel the mind wants to run out of sensation into who knows where. That's for you to discover. That's yoga. That moment where you don't run into thought, but you stay in a quiet mind in the present moment. Good. Inhale, come back up. Stay with me. Don't lose control. Stay in awareness. Stay in sensitivity. And change. Relax. Excellent work. Excellent work. We're going slow, so that should take you deeper into the pose. You have enough time to go fairly deep in the pose, which will create a lot of work in the body. Okay, we're going to change our legs. You can do the hands on the hips, no problem. Push down through the balls of the feet, the front of the foot, anchoring it down so you feel locked in and stable. If you want to use the block, you're going to go ahead. Stretch it out. Remember, move to the present moment, not to what your thoughts are trying to sway you into. Nice and steadily, hinging. Just this, just now. Inhale back up. Step out of the pose. Very good. Excellent work. Excellent work. Let's go into a triangle version. So you're going to step your right leg back, longer stance, turned open. Pressing through the whole foot this time. Lift up our chest. We're going to lean back on our spine like it was a fern stem. Good. Tilt the pelvis so we're sending our tail towards the back of our mat. Just gently hinge here a moment. You should have plenty of access, not even using our arms yet. Breathe and feel. Where is this pose happening? Where is the sensitivity? Okay, we don't want to overstrain the sensation. We want to burn out the sensation. Stay open. Keep pressing down through your feet. Okay, if that block or hand can find the shin of the floor, go ahead. Let's open our other arm up. Good, now broaden your awareness now to your whole body, from your feet, through the legs, from your hands, through the arms. Feel from your hips all the way to your crown. Watch your whole body stretching in space. Just feel. And try to make the whole thing feel spacious, brighter, illumined in awareness. The present moment. Stay with it. Front and back, side and side. Keep floating back up. Nothing gets pinched, nothing stays collapsed. Everything is bright and open. And step out of your pose. When we get this shift, we check out from our thoughts finally, really feel our full embodiment. It is so rejuvenative, so rejuvenative. But we're no longer contracting unconsciously. Let's change our sides. Left leg back. Take a moment, really set the pose. Benefit from this time that you're putting into it, this slow, steady purposefulness. Push through the whole foot and start to tilt the pelvis back, tilting into the pose a little bit, and check. We don't want to strain anything. Where is the pose activating? Breathing and feeling, starting to tilt a little more. Maybe that block or hand will find the mat. I'm gonna sprout the top arm. And good, start to open your awareness and take in the sensation of the full body as one thing. It's not shoulders and hands or feet. It's just the whole body awareness. And then breathe into that awareness. Pushing down through the legs, fly up. You're keeping spaciousness to your whole form as you step out of your pose. Good job, good work. Relax, just stand a moment. You should feel the joints, the muscles, everything's relaxed. If you get that full body awareness, it's like you slept so deeply, woke up refreshed. All right, let's shift to a balancing pose because balancing can easily shut us back down. So you're going to be able to use the wall today. If you're going to use the wall, you're going to be able to put your arms out like this way. So you're using the wall with just one set of fingertips. You've got still a lot of spaciousness and invitation to stay bright in the asana. We're going to do tree pose first. So with your right foot down, if you're taking time getting to the wall, take your time, and your left foot up. And you can just start with the hand on the wall and just slide it up as we go. You're not using the wall, you'll just rest your hands on the hips or something. We shift our awareness first to our roots, pushing down through our foot, squeezing the legs against each other steadily. Now we start to open, breathe, up the spine, broaden the ribs. Lift the hands up into a V. Armpits are clear. We're not scrunching the shoulders though. We want that full body awareness, just like triangle pose. Full body awareness. Even though you're balancing, there's still this brightness and loftiness of present moment expression. Stay with me. Stay with the now. You can feel where the mind comes in. It might start to worry, might start to wander. You can see the shift to thought and away from felt experience. Good. Closing it back down and releasing. Very good. Yoga is defined as the stilling of the chattering mind, of the churning mind. It's this commitment to the very present existence of now. That is yoga. You're going to bring up the other foot, other side. You can turn on the wall just for balance purposes, using the other wall. Starting the leg against. It can be tedious because the mind doesn't want to slow down. The mind wants to tell you stories endlessly. This is the practice of yoga, to work against that habit. It's not natural to think so much. We just have a habit. Pushing down and in with the legs, steadying ourselves, and we open our awareness brighter and brighter. Full in the expression, sending the arms out and up, broadening the ribs. And then feel the whole body awareness. That's what we've been practicing for. Even the neck, the ears, the skull, the scalp, the whole body awareness. Feeling the pose. Good. Bring it back down and in. Even the balancing pose shouldn't cause us a contracted state. The balancing pose should not cause us a contracted state. In this way, we can practice these poses that we've been practicing for years, and hopefully, at least in my case, we'll continue to practice for years. as though they were brand new. Go ahead and put your left foot in front and your right leg back. And take your left elbow, you're going to perch it on your thigh. Push down through your legs. And drop your right hand downward. Slowly stretch it forward till it's just above your arm. Just above your skull. Extending through the top elbow. Good. Out in front, Kathy, over the top there. That's it. Not straight up. There you go. Resting down. Let's push down with our bottom elbow and start to lean our spine back a little bit again, like in triangle pose. Lean back today. Breathe. Full body awareness. Feel a beam of light from your right foot all the way out through your right finger. Where can your awareness stretch? Could you make the distance between your index and your thumb bigger? You stretch inside your own palm. Good. Come on, up out of the pose. And let's change our legs. We want to make the poses feel new. Building on the foundation of habit, of having done the pose before, we want to still build and deepen and enrich our present moment awareness of our pose. You ever notice how like you go somewhere new, you do something new, it's very exciting. But then you do it again, a little less, do it again, a little less. It's like this with a lot of things in life. But it doesn't have to be, because everything can be brand new. Brand new just requires a lot of bandwidth in your mind, so we often don't have time to think about it. We also don't have things to judge it on, compare it to from past experience. But you can compare a lot of side angles. Oh, it's good today, not so good today. Well, I'm just asking you, stop caring. Just be with this one as it is. We're going to send the left hand forward and up so the arm is just above the skull. Breathe. And start to notice, where can you make more space? I'm making more space under my right shoulder and neck. Making more space in front of my left hip. Where can you make more space? Can you broaden inside your own palm? And you relax your toes and spread them as you push down. Inhale, come up. Step out of the pose. Very good. Open your throat. Pull the shoulders back. Good. Turn the feet out a little bit. Step a little wider apart. We're going to bend our knees. Try to look at the ceiling on the angle. See how far you can lower down. Looking up, keeping your torso bright and spacious. You don't need your eyes to see the ground. Use your awareness. Use your sense perception of the moment. Good. Push your butt back and reach all the way up. Keep staring at the ceiling, not straight up. Stare on an angle. And relax. Let's do one more like that. You're going to look up slightly. Open your front. Open your throat. Nice and bright. Push the knees out on the diagonal. You can lift the heels. Don't look down. Look up. Feel your spatial awareness. Feel the glow of the body. One more deep breath. Good. Push the hips back. Rise up. Stay stable and balanced. And relax. Good. gonna have a quick sip of water with one more standing exercise. This next one is actually a qigong exercise. It's called Wu Wei or Wu Ji, and it is the emptiness state or the state of emptiness. It's the state of primordial existence. They say the infants are masters. When they were in the womb, they just floated in the primordial substance of their mother's womb, and they remember what it was like before they were an entity. Right? We know what it's like before we were born even. That's this Wu Ji state, like we're inside of a cloud, inside of a nebula. So you're gonna open your feet however far apart feels comfortable. You're gonna open your arms like they're resting on pillows of clouds. Soft, there should be no effort. Let the arms hang, but just gently float them away from the body. I think maybe like a little balloon under your armpit. Elbows soft, the fingers are soft. Yeah, it's like a pillow of cloud. The knees are soft. You can close your eyes. Your chest is soft. As you breathe, your breath should feel like ocean tide. A very calm ocean tide sensation, like when you're standing in the ocean, you can feel the tide, very soft and slow and calm. The inhale lifts you up just a little bit, and the exhale puts you down. So gentle. Less is more. Less is more. Just be in the felt experience of Wu Ji before you even had thoughts to think, before you even knew what thoughts were. There was just primordial existence. Wu Ji. Still floating. Choose to feel over to think. Feel the full body, inner, outer awareness. Felt experience, like floating in a cloud. Slowly soften that and start to bend your knees as you come down into the mat, down into the earth. Push your hands into the floor and step your knees back. Let's do that pigeon pose again, but much more humbly this time. Just slide the left knee forward to the middle of your mat. Take the foot across a little bit. Walk the other knee back. Come down to your forearms or all the way down. No effort this time. Gravity pulls everything down. It pulls the hips and shoulders down. Pulls the elbows and knees down. Pulls your forehead, hands and feet down. Even though you're letting gravity do all the work, you still have a deep felt experience. Something is still happening. Push back slowly to tabletop pose. And bring the right knee forward into the middle of the mat. Bringing the right foot just across the midline. Walk the left foot back. Come down to the forearms. Feel the pose. Roll onto your right hip and swing your left leg all the way around to the front of your mat. Place the soles of your feet together or close together out in front of you. You can sit up on a prop. Hold your shins and just let your head hang. Let your chest soften down. Just a felt experience. There's a deep pleasantry, a deep pleasantness. Just being in a pose without asking anything of it, but rather listening and being receptive to what it is already saying. Every felt sensation is your body talking to you. How much we ignore it throughout the day. Like you're going to come back up and stretch your legs out wide. You can straighten the knees if it's available. Don't work too hard. Put your hands on blocks and then the same thing, just hang the body. Back up. Just lie on your backs. Take your knees up to your body. Gently drop your legs over to the right. Take your legs over to the left. Back up. Stretch your arms and legs out as though you were resting on clouds. Now, in yoga, we learn that first we have to release awareness of our thoughts by becoming very aware of our felt present moment experience. But it is said that even this can be released. You release the thoughts from awareness, you release your felt experience from awareness, and you rest in pure awareness.
Shavasana. Stretch your body. Feel. Take a comfortable seat on your mat. Namaste.